guys, welcome to another one of my YouTube videos. This one is going to be any advice, tips, tricks for living on the island as a student. This is my friend, classmate Amanda, and we've been living on the island for a year, so we have plenty of information that we could share with you guys. We're going to talk anything from housing, cars, any ways to save money. So yeah, let's go. So we're first going to talk about housing. So you could live in Point Salines, Montoup, Lansepine, Grand Anse, True Blue, on campus. I live in Point Salines.
I live in Lansepine. I love it.
Yeah, so my biggest advice when you're looking for a house, if you're not gonna drive, make sure that the house is very close to where the school bus passes by. Because if your house is too far from where the bus picks you up, then imagine having groceries, you're gonna have to do that long walk to your house with heavy groceries. So make sure the house is not too far from where the bus picks you up.
And you can find the maps of that stuff on the school website.
I would say Lansepine is the more popular area because there's a lot of things to do in Lansepine. Point Salines, where I live, just pretty much just Punjabi, a restaurant, Lavo Lanes, Magazine Beach.
But then also with the location of the apartment, the price is kind of equivalent to that. So she lives in a cheaper area because she's farther away from kind of the hustle and bustle of everything, and where I live is a little bit more expensive. So you just have to factor those things in. Yeah.
I pay $850 a month. It's split between my brother and I, and this is in US. We're barely home, we're always studying on campus, we're out and about, so I don't mind where I live.
There's more places with pools in Lansepine, and because it's on the peninsula, you get a lot of good views, but again, you are going to be paying extra for that stuff. I'm currently in a 2-bedroom, no view, no pool, for $1,000 a month. I do have a parking lot and little grass area, which the grass area is also something to consider if you do have dogs. Not all apartments have areas for them to run around. Another cool thing just about living in Grenada in general is there's so many fruit trees everywhere. So mangoes are everywhere. I have 3 trees in my yard and they're kind of all year round. So if you like mangoes, you're in luck.
I have a star fruit tree, mango tree, lime tree, and they're also growing pineapples.
Another thing to think about is if you want to live in Lansepine or True Blue area, you might not want to be super close to the bars and stuff that play music every night because it will be very loud. I have a lot of friends that live around Brew, which is the West Indies beer company. And they just say it's constant music, and some people are fine with that, and some people it really bothers them, so keep that in mind. And Container Park, which is close to campus, that has music as well, so just another thing to be conscious about. If you're right across the street, you will hear the music all the time.
When you're choosing your house, make sure that the AC units are well and working. There's no central AC unit in these houses, so make sure the AC units in your rooms do get your room cold, because if not, it's going to be very hot.
So something with that is I used to live in a place where I had a really large room, which you'd think would be great, but then it takes a really long time to cool down, and AC is very expensive here, so I was spending a lot of money on AC just to get my room at a comfortable temperature. And now my room is a lot smaller and it cools down extremely quick. So again, stuff the size of your room could end up costing you more in the long run.
Now we're going to talk about cars. I don't drive, Amanda does, so I'll let her take care of it.
I love driving here. I want to say I highly suggest it, but it is going to be, a commitment with the rentals you have to, or the money you have to spend on it. I rent currently because we had such short time on the island. I didn't think it a good idea for me to buy, but if you are coming in here term 1 and you know that you want to drive, I would definitely suggest purchasing your vehicle. But with that, you are in charge of the insurance as well as finding a mechanic that you trust. And there are people who do buy and have good resources for anyone interested. Renting is obviously a lot more expensive, but if you do buy, then you also have to find somebody to take over your to buy it from you when you leave the island. So that's kind of like another responsibility that I personally didn't want to have, but a lot of people do it, and they prefer it because it is cheaper in the long run. You can sell it back for basically what you did pay on it.
Also, driving here, it's the opposite of the US. You're driving on the opposite side of the road. So that's something that you have to get used to. A tip that someone taught me is just always know the driver's seat is going to be on the middle. It's going to be in the inside lane or whatever. And to simply get your driver's license here, just show them your driver's license from wherever you're from, and it's 60 EC.
Yeah, just go to the police station. It doesn't take long at all. They only last about 3 months, I believe. So that's something to keep in mind, because they will occasionally do like stop-in checks, I guess you could say, and give you tickets if you have an expired license.
Also, I believe to fill up a whole gas tank, on average, it will be 80 EC, correct?
I think.
Yeah. So that's it for driving. A lot of people, what they do, they get a taxi driver, save their number on WhatsApp, and they always have them on hand, build that connection, build that relationship. So whenever you need someone to pick you up, you're calling a trustworthy taxi driver that already knows you, rather than having to wave one off in the street and getting that.
And you also end up getting better deals too when you like form a relationship with a taxi driver. Like we just went to Nat's Pizza a couple of weeks ago, and someone was going to charge us $40 each, and I called my guy and was able to get it for like 10 EC cheaper. So that really came in handy. So it's really nice to have someone like that you can call, because even if you do have a car, you could be in a situation where you're not going to be able to drive it.
Now we're going to talk about ways to save money in Grenada. So IGA is a supermarket that every student goes to. They have everything you want. I do recommend getting their frequent shopper card. It collects points, and those points become money. Also at Container Park, there's a place called Calls. You also get a card and you collect points, which become money.
There's a few different places to get your groceries here. A lot of it just depends on location and what they have available. There's IGA, Food Fair, Calls, Foodland, just little like stores around. And what I highly suggest is the vendors that'll be like on the side of the road selling like fresh produce and stuff. That's gonna be, I think, the best price for the produce that they have around here. But not everything is grown here, so you will, if you want certain fruits or vegetables, you will have to go to the store and get them, and they can be more expensive.
Sunday at Brew, they also have what's called Sunday's Farmers Market, where they also sell fresh produce and other stuff.
And in the city of St. George, in like the cricket arena area, they do have a market. I believe it's either every day or only on Saturdays, but they have a lot of the same produce that you can get around from vendors, but it's just all together. And then like boxed items and just stuff like that. There's different prices at the different grocery stores, but personally, I think it's just easiest to go to IGA to shop. But you know, it really depends if you want to either pay for a taxi to go to the other places or take the bus to go to the different ones.
All right, so other ways to save money. Monsters, energy drinks, you're gonna need them. You're in school studying hours and hours on end. So they're very, very cheap at CK's. If not CK's, then IGA would be runner-up to cheapest Monsters. They don't have all the flavors, so if you like certain flavors, bring them from home.
CK's is a kind of like a BJ's, like a wholesale kind of place. So they just sell like not fresh foods, like canned boxes, drinks and stuff like that, and then you can buy them in bulk.
You buy in bulk, and you also get a student discount, except for the alcohol. So definitely recommend CK's if you want to buy stuff in bulk. At Container Park, the lab, they will always have weekly specials from smoothies to drinks to bowls to shots. So look at that menu, you know, if you want to save a little bit of money like that. Happy hour at the lab is from 6 to 7. So it's pretty much BOGO. Also at Container Park or at the mall, they have Sugar and Spice. They sell ice creams and pizzas. The ice cream pints are cheaper buying it from there rather than buying it from a supermarket. And also every Wednesday they have BOGO pizza, 12-inch pizza.
Like most restaurants have certain days where they have specials and stuff like that. And Prickly Bay, for example, has on Monday, it's half-price pizza. And Saturday, it's also half-price pizza as well.
My favorite pizza on island though, by far, has been Greek pizza, right across from campus, or a little bit of a drive, and that's pizza. Chef's kiss. Next to Prickly Bay, there is a place called Le Boucher. It's a French butcher shop that sells wine. If you get 6 bottles, you get a 15% discount.
Also, just on money saving tips, it is cheaper to bring your own sunscreen and insect repellent down with you instead of buying it here. So I would stick with like a favorite Reef Safe brand of sunscreen and kind of stock up on it, as well as insect repellent, because you will need insect repellent. There's a lot of mosquitoes here, especially in Lansing area.
Also, a great way to save money if you have pets here or even at home like me, sign up for Hill's VIP Market. You're gonna save so much money. We're talking 40-50% off on dog food or cat food.
Yeah, so you can get it sent home to your house. There's like a small delivery fee, just like a couple dollars, or you can get it sent to the school if you're in the program with Hills. There's a club here that does that. It's some paperwork to fill out online, but it gets sent to the school and then you can come pick it up, and you save a ton of money like that, and your pets are eating really good food.
My dog has CKD, so she did need a prescription and proof of ownership in order to be approved. Make sure not to throw away any Carib or Stag bottle. You could take them to the Carib Brewery on Maurice Bishop Highway and they will give you money in exchange. Not that much, but you know, something, and also you're helping save the environment by recycling these bottles and reusing them. Oh, yeah. And that is it for our video on how to save money living in Grenada, anything that has to do with housing and driving. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If we remember anything else, I'll put it in the description box. But I hope you found this video very helpful. Can't wait to see you guys in Grenada. You gonna say anything?
I don't have a little tagline.